Do you ever feel overwhelmed by the ever-changing world of technology? Tech It Out can help make some sense of it all. Breaking down geek speak into street speak, technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman covers consumer technology each week for every listener. Mark tackles the latest news, reviews, and how-tos to help you understand what's hot, what's not, and why.
Hey everyone, welcome to Tech It Out, episode 97. Thank you for letting me into your home or onto your phone. We have a stellar show planned for you this weekend. I've been at Collision Conference all week. It's a huge tech show with between 25 and 30,000 people pouring into downtown Toronto. And it's very much a show about the business of tech, including companies looking to raise capital for their startup by pitching investors and vice versa. Some investors looking to invest in the next big thing. It's a great vibe, and some of the interviews I conducted for this Tech It Out show right now was recorded at Collision, including a chat with a company called Laipac. They make smartwatches, including one called the Look Watch. I'll also catch up with Tour Radar this hour about booking vacation tours around the world, also recorded at Collision Conference. In a moment from now, we'll sit down with tech lifestyle expert Carley Knobloch, who will chat with us about some great smart home tech. We'll also talk with celebrity interior designer Bobby Berk about designing your bedroom to promote better sleep and the importance of your bed and lighting and such. We'll talk with Lufthansa about airlines and what new tech they're embracing. All of this and more on this week's Tech It Out. All right, let's kick things off. Just about everything today is digitally connected. Duh, right? Well, whether you're at home or on the go, we have tech lifestyle expert Carley Knobloch with us here to recommend some great and smart tech that will help simplify your life this spring and summer and beyond. Welcome back to the show, Carley.
Hey, thank you so much for having me.
Always a pleasure chatting with you. I'm at the Collision Tech Conference. We're missing you here, but hopefully we'll see you next year. It's here for 3 years in Toronto, so forgive the noise, but I know you're busy working in New York, and thanks for carving out a bit of time to chat with us. So let's kick things off with laptops. This is a must for work or play, so what do you recommend?
Yeah, and this laptop that I'm going to talk to you about is one of a bunch of great products that I partnered with today to chat with you about. I love this laptop, though. It's the Lenovo Yoga C630. I wish you could see it because it's so thin and it's so lightweight. It's Windows 10, and it's powered by Qualcomm's Snapdragon 850 platform. It's always connected, too, thanks to its 4G, LTE, and Wi-Fi support. And then it's got this really great 13.3-inch touchscreen you can draw or annotate on with the optional pen. Plus, you can enjoy 22 hours of local video playback. So just download a bunch of movies and get on a really long flight, and your laptop will not disappoint you. So in other words, it's really ready for business and fun. If you're traveling for work or you're just always on the go, like I said, it's super lightweight and just really easy to tote along with you.
For sure, the Achilles heel of laptops still is battery life, and that's certainly the case for me as I travel a lot for business, as I know you do. So to hear that you can get up to 22 hours of battery life on this device is refreshingly amazing. And you said it's the C630. It's part of the Yoga family from Lenovo, and that's a convertible or a two-in-one, right? You did say that you can draw or annotate on the screen or use your fingers, but the screen actually bends back on a 360-degree hinge, so it can convert from a laptop to a tablet and back again. Is that right?
Yeah, I think that's the yoga part. So it can sort of do bend backwards and bend forwards. But yeah, I love that because you can kind of flip it over, use it almost like a tablet. Annotate documents, draw, and then flip it over again. Use the keyboard if you're answering emails or typing. So it's really multi-functional. And bendy. All
right, so the screen does a downward dog. I love it. And what's the price for the Yoga 6330?
Yeah, so it's $549 with a 2-year contract from Verizon. So it's got that cellular connection as well as the Wi-Fi option. So you get one from Verizon, you get a great deal, and you're good to go and always connected.
Okay, so again, you don't have to hunt for a Wi-Fi hotspot when you've got integrated cellular connectivity with 4G speeds, which is great. All right, so we've been talking about business travel and using your laptop on the go. I think students can also benefit from that laptop. But now let's talk about staying connected at home. What would you recommend?
Yeah, I love this next product. It's because it's got so many different functions and features, and it's nice to have one product at home that does more things so that you have less stuff around. So this is the Netgear Orbi Voice. It's a premium audio speaker, and it has Amazon Alexa built in. So now you're going to use your voice assistant to do, play music from popular services, set yourself an alarm, control your smart home, and get traffic and weather reports. Plus, it's also a Wi-Fi mesh satellite. It uses Qualcomm Wi-Fi mesh platform to deliver expansive whole home coverage up to 4,500 feet. So again, it's sort of doing more than one thing in the one little box, so it's very cute. And then when you're looking for smart home products, I'm always trying to think of ones that can make my family safer. So I've got Kidda's interconnected smoke alarms here. They help alert you of danger quickly, no matter where you are in your home, and that's because they all talk to each other. So when one senses a hazard, all of the alarms in the group sound in unison. So if you're in a different part of the house, you can hear the alarm, which is remarkable. So unlike other smart systems, they connect without wires. They have 10-year batteries, so you don't have to worry about the batteries dying for a long time. And they're easy for anyone to install. They don't even require Wi-Fi to stay connected. So if your Wi-Fi goes down, you don't have to worry about your smoke alarms going down as well.
We're chatting with Carley Knobloch. She is, of course, a tech lifestyle expert who we have on the show from time to time. Before we talk more about smart home and smart security tech, including a Schlage deadbolt, let's just cover the price for the Netgear Orbi Voice, which is a 2-in-1 product, as you explained. It's a smart speaker and a mesh system, so it can help spread the Wi-Fi signal throughout your home, as well as the Kidda wire-free interconnect smoke alarm that is, again, wire-free, so up to 10 years of battery life. What are the prices on those? And then we'll move on to the next product.
Yeah, so the Orbi is $299, and again, that's the smart speaker and Wi-Fi built into one. And then the smoke alarms, they start at $41.99 and go up to $71.99, depending on whether they have extra features like a carbon monoxide alarm that's built in.
Now let's chat about protecting your front door or your back door with a Wi-Fi deadbolt. Tell us about it, the in code.
Yeah, and this is really a game-changer product for a lot of people. They just love having the convenience of a smart lock. So this is the Schlage in code Smart Wi-Fi Deadbolt. It's a next-generation smart lock. It features built-in Wi-Fi that's simple to install with no additional hub required. So I've installed a lot of these smart locks. This one is so easy because it's just like connecting a laptop or a tablet to your Wi-Fi. You just connect it that simply, and it's ready to go and be a part of your smart home. You can use it to grant access to trusted friends and family with customized codes, and then you get real-time smartphone notifications about who's coming and going. So if everyone has a unique code, you're going to get alerts from your phone that says, oh, your daughter just got home, oh, your mom just arrived. And then you can use the Schlage Home app or the Key by Amazon app to lock and monitor your door from anywhere in the world, which, again, for many people just gives them such extra peace of mind, whether that they're at the office or they're on holiday. They know their door is locked. They know they can open it if they need to, and they can always check the status of it.
I love the convenience factor. So not only can your phone help let you in the front door because it recognizes you wirelessly with your mobile device, but you can also, as you said, share a temporary code. Maybe you've got a friend who calls you and says, Carley, I'm near your place. Can I use your restroom? And you're nowhere near your home. You can send them a temporary key, an e-key, if you will, to let them in for over the next, say, hour. Similarly, if you have, say, a housekeeper that works every, say, Saturday from 12 till 5, you can have her phone or his phone let you into your home just for those days of the week and those times of the day. So very convenient. The price for the Schlage and Code Smart Wi-Fi Deadbolt?
Yeah, that is $250, and I love both of those examples because they're exactly right. I mean, if you have someone that only should have access to your house for part of a day or one day a week, you don't have to worry that they're just walking around with, a key to your home or know where the key is, hidden in the backyard, both of which are not nearly as safe as being able to have a lot more control over who has access and when, and then, of course, giving people those unique codes so that your phone will let you know the minute someone has entered or exited.
One more application is if, someone listening dumps their boyfriend and wants to change the lock, they can just do it electronically or digitally without having to physically change the lock. Just don't let your ex-boyfriend's code work to let him in, right?
Absolutely. I love it.
All right. As we wrap up, Carley, is there a website you'd recommend to learn more about these products?
Yeah, there's great information on all of these products at killerapps.com.
All right, killerapps.com. Carley Knobloch, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for your time.
Thank you so much. Great to talk to you always.
Hey, given this is the Memorial Day long weekend, perhaps you're listening to Tech It Out in the car or as a podcast. As a passenger, maybe you're driving by yourself or with a family. I hope you've been enjoying the program. If you want to hit me up on social media, you could recommend upcoming topics or guests or provide any feedback you'd like on the show. You could search for hashtag Tech It Out, one word, TECHITOUT, or you can find me on Twitter, for example, at Mark_Saltzman. That's Mark with a C. _SALTZMAN. I'm also on Instagram with no underscore, Facebook, Mark.Saltzman, and LinkedIn as well. If you prefer to send an email, private communication works too. I'm at tech@marksaltzman.com. That's TECH@MARCSALTZMAN.com. Before we continue on with the show, Tech It Out is powered by ASUS. Thank you for your support. ASUS creates technology for today and tomorrow's smart life, including its line of award-winning laptops, desktops, monitors, smartphones, tablets, and much, much more. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. That's asus.com/US/radio. When we return on the program, we'll chat with celebrity interior designer Bobby Berk. We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want. Find the Tech It Out podcast at iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Tech It Out. You might not think an interior designer is the right person to chat with about getting a good night's sleep, but how you set up your room, including lighting and the bed, can make a difference. According to the CDC, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, about 40% of Americans report they don't get adequate sleep, not because they don't want to, but because they don't know how to get it. From lighting and bedding to textiles and daily patterns, there are so many variables that can go into getting a good night's sleep. To give us some tips, we're joined by Bobby Berk, nationally recognized interior designer. Welcome to the show, Bobby.
Hey, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure. Hey, let's dive right in. Some say that sleep is overrated, but I think the medical community may say otherwise. Why is sleep so important for our overall well-being?
You know, I kind of break it down in a really simple terms for people these days. When you get home at night, you plug in your phone because you want to make sure it charges enough to get through the day. The same is with your body. If you're not getting enough sleep, you're not charging yourself up to make it through the day. So sleep is super important. You spend a third of your life in bed. You should make the most of it.
I love it. It's a great analogy, especially for a tech show like this. And it's not just the amount of sleep you get, but also the quality, right?
Exactly. You know, a lot of times people are just, I'm sleeping, it's fine, but you don't really realize the amount of good or bad sleep you might be getting. One of the things that I love is I have a Sleep Number bed, the 360 smart bed, and it monitors my sleep rate throughout the night. It monitors my breathe rate, it monitors my heart rate, and it knows exactly how long I'm getting the best night's sleep. Also, one of the things it does is it adjusts itself throughout the night. So I usually start out on my side, and then when I wake up, I'm usually on my back, and it knows that, and it adjusts the bed's firmness where I need that support based on the position I'm sleeping in. So you're all night getting the best sleep no matter how crazy of a sleeper you are.
All right, so this is the Sleep Number 360 and aptly named Smart Bed, and I think it's called Sleep IQ technology. So this is what you're talking about. It analyzes how well you're sleeping, if you woke up, when, and for how long, and then it makes adjustments on the fly, right?
Exactly, and it gives you a score in the morning, too. We love a score, at least I do. I'm a Virgo, I love a score. And so in the morning you wake up, you see your score, and then it gives you ideas and suggestions on how you can make your sleep better. Not only just at night, but during the day. People don't think about the fact that decisions we make and things we do during the day can really affect your sleep at night. You know, when you're at home at night watching TV and you've got all your lights on super bright, your body's not thinking about sleep yet. So in the evenings, you dim your lights down, starting a little earlier, your body starts to get in that, oh, hey, it's about time for sleep. I should start producing melatonin. I should start thinking about getting to sleep. So that way, when you do get in bed, your body is ready for bed and you get sleep quicker, and you get a better sleep IQ score.
That analogy earlier with the smartphone charging up is smart because we do rely so heavily on our devices today, but it can impact our sleep. As you mentioned, if a screen does not have an anti-blue light filter, then what can happen is that it can stop our body from naturally producing melatonin, which we need to feel rested. Yeah, so that's why we're seeing now advertised with some tablets and some laptops and phones, like, a sleep mode or a blue light filter mode, because it's supposed to encourage your body from doing its thing. And ironically, a lot of people have a glass of wine or something before they go to bed. And while some doctors say that, sure, that may help you fall asleep faster, it is not as deep of a sleep or as restful of a sleep an hour in. So it's an interesting, ironic sort of habit that many of us form because we think it's going to give us a better night's sleep.
Well, in California, we do other things to make sure we get a better night's sleep, and it's legal. There are so many things. Like even the lights in my home, I have smart bulbs, and I always make sure that around 10 p.m. they actually change to more of an amber color because, again, it starts getting your mind subconsciously ready for sleep.
We're joined by Bobby Berk. He's a nationally recognized interior designer. He's appeared on many different TV networks, including HGTV, Bravo, NBC, CBS, and he can also be seen in Netflix's Emmy Award-winning reboot of Queer Eye. We're talking about getting a good night's sleep. What's this Sleep 30 challenge that's tied to the Sleep Number bed?
So it's the mysleep30.com/challenge. You go on there, you sign up, you tell it about your sleep habits, you tell it about what you're doing during the day, and it then uses that, and it's super smart, and it tells you the things you can do and the things that you can change throughout your day, because people don't think about the fact that sleep is a 24-hour thing. Even when you're awake, you're doing things that will affect your sleep. So it's a really intuitive way to find out better ideas and better ways of preparing your body during the day to get a better rest at night, so your next day is a better, more productive day. Not getting enough sleep really affects your mental health. It's funny, the Fab Five in the morning, we'll get out in the car, and I can see, we know each other so well, I can see on each and every one of us faces who didn't get a good night's sleep. I can see it on their face. I can see it in their attitude, so it affects us all so much. So making sure that you're really getting that sleep. People ask me all the time, if I can't splurge on everything in my house right now, what's the thing I should splurge on? And I'm like, your bed and your bedding. It's making sure you're really getting a good quality charge to make sure you make it through the rest of your day and you don't have to keep plugging yourself in with coffee or naps. It's the most important thing you can do for yourself.
And I love this gamification, this score that you get, because it does quantify how well you slept. It gives you a number to work towards or to beat. Exactly. I really like that element as well. Finally, Bobby, is there a website where we can learn more about this? It's called, again, the Sleep Number 360 Smart Bed and the Sleep IQ technology. Is there a place you'd recommend we check out?
Go to mysleep30.com/challenge, and you can start taking the challenge to find out how you can get a better night's sleep.
All right, Bobby, thanks so much. I really enjoyed the chat. I appreciate it. Have a good rest tonight. Cheers.
Thank you, Mark. Talk soon.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Want to follow Mark? Google him. Mark with a C and Saltzman with a Z. Breaking down geek speak into street speak. This is Tech It Out. Tech It Out with technology columnist, author, and TV personality Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Do you like smartwatches? Maybe you want one for yourself that also acts as a phone, but where you're not tied to a specific carrier, like with Apple Watch or Samsung Gear. Or maybe you want a smartwatch for an aging parent or grandparent, so with their consent, you could see their whereabouts if need be. I know those who have loved ones who suffer from dementia like Alzheimer's and who may wonder, a smartwatch is great. Or what about a young female student who is on a college campus and she wants to walk back to her dorm room alone? Well, with all of these scenarios, the next interview about a product called the Look Watch may just be what you're after. Here's our chat with Laipac from Collision Conference. We're continuing coverage from the 2019 Collision Conference in downtown Toronto. We're now going to talk about Laipac. This is a company that makes these very innovative wearable devices, including smartwatches. We're joined by Lisa Lai from the company. Thanks for your time, Lisa.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
All right, so let's talk about the company and what kind of products you create.
So right now we're promoting the Laipac. It's a smartwatch, a standalone IoT smartwatch at our booth. It is capable of high GPS and safety applications. So it does have a real SOS button on it, where if in any emergency you would press it and it would send your location, information, everything to your set contact numbers, or for example a healthcare provider. And then in turn you will get a call from them, and they will let you know help is on the way. They know your situation, location, everything, and you'll be okay. It also has a nano SIM card, so it is dual calling. The SIM card is unlocked, so any nano SIM that can fit, even if your cell phone is a nano SIM, it will work for calling. It has music, 16 gigabyte memory. It is IP67 water resistant. You can browse the internet. It has data, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth. And there's a lot more applications as well, but it's very geared towards safety, mapping as well, and accurate local positioning.
Okay, so it's called the Laipac. You're wearing it. It's really nice looking. It's a big circular watch with a digital face, and you can change the face, the clock face. It can be an analog, like a classic watch, or digital, like you have here with a little photo of an animal behind you. But it is a smartwatch, so what else can it let you do before we talk more about the emergency functions? Can you get calls on it because it has a SIM card in it?
You can get calls, you can get text messages. If someone wouldn't want to use it as a standalone smartwatch, as if it is a cell phone as itself, you can also pair it to your cell phone. So you can also get messages through that, also voicemailing and anything. All communications as if it's a phone, you can have that as well.
And as you said, you can browse the web as well, and I'm assuming you can get text messages on it. What about email?
Yes, you can get email. Since it does have a Safari and internet on it, you can browse all the web pages that you'd like, download email. So maybe if you're far from your phone, but you need to have a quick check of alert or update, you can do that.
So you can go for a jog down the street this summer, for example, take a call on your wrist, or check to see if somebody emailed you or texted you without needing your phone with you.
Yes, exactly. You can also track your steps, your heart rate, and like calorie burner. It does have a little fitness into it as well for anybody who'd like to use that.
All right. So other smartwatches can let you take calls, but it doesn't require an actual SIM. It's what's called an eSIM or a virtual SIM. I'm referring to the Apple Watch, the Samsung Gear Watch, but your product does take a little chip that gives you a unique phone number, and the advantage there, as you were saying earlier, is that you're not tied to your carrier. You can choose which carrier you want to go with, and maybe whoever offers the best data plan, or for example. Is that right?
Exactly, because we had a lot of customers that were very international, so when they wanted to use smartwatches, they felt they were only trapped with that carrier, only from that country. But it might be the case they don't live in that necessary country, they just work from abroad. So that's where we got the inspiration of maybe adding a nano SIM, just so they can customize that for wherever they want to be.
All right, we're at the Collision Conference. Pardon my raspy voice, but it's a very loud tech show, and I've been doing a number of interviews. I'm now chatting with Lisa Lai from Laipac. This is a company that sells the Laipac. This is a smartwatch that lets you take calls on it and receive emails and text messages without needing a nearby smartphone, because it can take a SIM card underneath. But tell me a little bit more about the SOS feature. There's a button on the side of the watch that if you press, it can notify people in your contacts in case of emergency. So how would that be handy? Can you give us an example?
Oh, yes. If there's ever a 911 emergency, or even if it's just something as simple as maybe a university student losing like their phone, their purse, everything, but luckily they're wearing this smartwatch, but they need a ride home. If they already pre-programmed it to their family or maybe their friends, they would already know where to pick them up, and they can already call them through that too. That's a very simple, more friendlier case where it can be used, but really helpful. And it can extend to more extreme situations as well.
Some watches are designed for seniors to help caregivers track them if they maybe suffer some sort of dementia, like Alzheimer's, and they may wander. Can this watch help locate somebody in case of an emergency?
Yes, definitely.
Without them pressing the SOS button?
Yes. If you wanted constant location for a case like that, we would give you more of our user interface and an application that you can set the GPS to run full-time, like 24 hours, and you just have to charge it. but that would give you the location of the person. You can also set maybe virtual geofences. So if, for example, an Alzheimer's patient does kind of walk away from those virtual geofences, it can trigger an alert, and then you would know as well as the nurses.
All right, so a geofence is an invisible wall, if you will. It's an area that you set up ahead of time, such as around the home. So if the watch is triggered outside of that geofence, then that's what calls the caregiver through the watch. Is that right? Is that a fair way to explain what a geofence is?
Yes, exactly.
Like an invisible fence.
Yeah, it's kind of if you maybe go on just a simple map application, you can make a little pinpoints in a circle or square, triangle, any shape that you'd like, and just as long as the person wants to exit or even enter, the watch will notify the user so they have time to go back in, or they can receive help from anybody.
How much does the Look watch cost, and where can we learn more about it?
The Look watch is approximately $300 US, and you can find more about it on our website, which is www.laipac.com, and that would be LAIPAC.com.
Before I let you go, Lisa, I know you also have a smartwatch for law enforcement. Tell us about that.
Yes, that is definitely the newest product. Since we do work with GPS devices and everything, we do focus with healthcare officers as well as asset tracking. So the law enforcement smartwatch is more for parole. So maybe house arrest and everything. It doesn't go on the ankle like typically seen. It goes on the wrist, and it works just like maybe an ankle bracelet. It is a little more discreet, and it is very durable, and if the watch is ever tampered with, it does send an alert to the officer.
I was going to say, you could probably just take off the watch, right? When an ankle bracelet, you're not supposed to take it off, but it isn't easy to take it off.
Yes, it actually has a stainless steel lock on it, and only a specified key designated to the holder that's authorized to have it.
All right, and you can also learn more about that at Laipac.com as well.
Yes.
Lisa, thank you so much for your time. Have a great rest of the conference.
Oh, thank you so much.
We'll be right back with more Tech It Out.
Breaking down geek speak into street speak. Check it out. Hosted by Mark Saltzman.
Welcome back to Tech It Out. Technology changes every facet of life, from communication and commerce to healthcare and education. And of course, transportation is a big one as well. And that includes air travel. And some airlines tend to embrace technology and innovation more than others, including Lufthansa. For the first time on this show, I'm thrilled to have Dr. Christian Langer on the line. He is the VP of Digital Strategy at Lufthansa. Welcome, Dr. Langer, and thank you for your time.
Thank you very much for having me.
May I call you Christian? I think that's what you said you prefer. Is that right? Okay.
Yes.
All right.
Totally okay.
Thank you, Kristen. All right. So I'm sure there's a lot of technology behind the scenes at Lufthansa. Things like, finding efficiencies and streamlining your practices to increase productivity and such. But as a passenger, how is technology making air travel better?
You think this goes in basically every aspect of your travel. When you think, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, how was your journey defined that day? It was like a lot of standing in queues, standing in line to check in, to drop off your bags and whatever you did. So I think we made big progress on that side. But it goes even further. If you look what we did in Los Angeles airport or in Miami, they're implemented biometric boarding. So you don't even have to produce your boarding pass. You just can go by showing your face through the boarding gate, and you don't have to stop and you don't have to produce anything. So this is a good example how we progressed from 10 years ago with standing in lines in front of a desk to nowadays where you can use biometrics, your face basically, to go in a seamless process just into the aircraft. So this is one good example which we just implemented in the US in the last quarter.
Oh, that's interesting. I can see the evolution here. We went from paper tickets to maybe a mobile boarding pass, something on your smartphone that you would flash to an airline attendant or so, and now to using your face, biometrics, an example of biometrics technology to identify and authenticate you in order to board the aircraft. So that is a move in the right direction. So you said it's available now in Los Angeles and in Miami. Is this something that's only through Lufthansa, or is this your technology that's being embraced by other airlines as well?
I'm sure that other airlines will follow. We implemented it there first, and this technology which makes life easier. And we started with that, and I'm quite sure that other airlines at other airports will follow as well.
So this obviously is an example of technology for convenience sake, as well as, I'm sure, speeding up the process. If you could just board an aircraft and not be in a queue, in a line for so long, that's going to obviously speed up that process. Now, what about things like virtual reality and artificial intelligence? I understand that Lufthansa has invested in those two fields as well.
Yeah, both are very interesting areas for us. So when you think about virtual reality or augmented reality, the one thing you could consider is, will it substitute traveling? So will good video conferencing system, good virtual reality systems replace traveling? I personally do not believe so, because human touch and human interaction is something you can't replace by technology. But of course, it is an alternative, and it drives us to make traveling as seamless, as hassle-free as possible. On the other hand, we today already make use of it. So we use virtual reality to give you an impression of your cabin, of your seat, of the food you get, of the location you are in the airplane before you even fly. So as soon as when you book a flight with us, a seat with us, you can see how it will look like. This is good just for information purposes, but on the other hand, people like it who might be a bit hesitant to fly, maybe being afraid of flying. So it helps them if you see where you are and where you will be and how it looks like. So this is something we already use.
I can see how those who may have a reservation about flying, pardon the pun, those who have maybe a fear of it, that by virtually simulating what it's like to sit on that aircraft and walk down the aisle and get a sense of what it looks like to glance out of a window, that can maybe desensitize them to the point that when they actually do it for real, it's a lot more comforting.
Yeah, and when it comes to artificial intelligence, we use it beyond the surface, so to say, in many cases. One is, for example, to reduce our carbon footprint, to increase fuel efficiency. It's something we actively do, and which is honored by many of our customers, to make our product flying better and greener than it is today. Another part where we use artificial intelligence to increase operational efficiency. So it's something we do as well. So you see there are different sectors where we use it. You mainly don't see it, but it's behind many of our products, behind many of our activities who get more and more driven by artificial intelligence. We're
talking with Dr. Kristen Langar. He is the VP of Digital Strategy at Lufthansa. Is this part of the Lufthansa Innovation Hub, these technologies that we're talking about, or is that a different thing altogether?
The Lufthansa Innovation Hub, which was founded in Berlin in 2014, is mainly focused on new business models. So they are catching up with all the startups in the travel tech and mobility ecosystem. So all the 2,500 young companies we count who are engaged in one sort or the other. And this is technology, but it's as well some end products people use, and it goes all the way from those technology-driven things to new business models. But the Innovation Hub is focused on this part. So not that much technology, but more on the business model side. And we just expanded this Innovation Hub to Asia, as you might know, where we opened up the Innovation Hub in Singapore last month to embrace the Asian development and the speed of innovation there, make it useful for us as a company, but for our passengers and guests as well.
I know Lufthansa, as you mentioned, has thousands of partners ranging from startups all the way up to the biggest names in technology like Google. So clearly technology is very top of mind for the company. I think by 2020, Lufthansa will have invested about €500 million towards innovation. When we return on Tech It Out, I'm going to ask Lufthansa why it's important to be first to market with this new technology instead of waiting to see what works and what doesn't. We'll be right back.
Follow Mark Saltzman on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram. Listen to Tech It Out whenever you want.
Tech It Out is powered by ASUS. For those in search of incredible, visit asus.com/US/radio for more info. All right, we're here at the 2019 Collision Conference in beautiful downtown Toronto with Christian Wolters. He is the managing director for Tour Radar in North America. How's your show so far?
It's a little overwhelming, to tell you the truth. I was expecting this to be a little smaller, and Collision's just been incredible. Just had a lot of meetings, and I'm really happy to hear that it's going to be on for a few more years, because I feel like this is just the scoping out time, and then next year we're really going to hit it hard.
Yeah, 25 to 30,000 attendees, and it is going to be here for 2 more years in Toronto. They won that business for 3 years. Very exciting. Lots of startups here, and companies like yourselves, Tour Radar, where you're past startup, but please tell our listeners, if they're not familiar with what this website offers for travelers, tell us all about it.
Oh, absolutely. So Tour Radar is a platform. It's a marketplace for multi-day tours. So what that means is that if you're interested in going on an incredible vacation anywhere in the world, that's 3 or more days, you want to go with a guide, and you need accommodation, transportation, and you want to do something that you want to do. So it could be anything from a wine tour, a cycling trip. You can go hang gliding in Vietnam. So depending on your level of adventureness, you can do anything with Tour Radar. And so we currently have about 1,600 different operators and over 40,000 different tours. We're the only company in the world that does this, and we're the only ones that have figured out how to aggregate multi-day tours, because they're so different on how they are in the back end. Some of them are managed with an Excel spreadsheet. Others have very complex APIs, but we can onboard them all, and you can benefit as a customer. You can go on Tour Radar, filter what you're looking at, what dates, where you want to travel, and you can find the tour of your dreams.
So it could be a bucket list trip, like you're saying, a tour of your dreams. It could be a safari in Africa or a guided tour across Egypt. You name it. You type what you're looking for. When it comes to price, do you try to look for the lowest deal like some of these travel sites offer? Or is there another sort of reason to get it's all aggregated in one place?
Yeah, there's a few good reasons to come to Tour Radar. We do aggregate all the best operators and the best prices. So we also have our own review system on board. So basically you can see what the reviews are, and these are not just reviews like, did I like my tour? It's like, did you like your guide? How much? 1 out of 5 stars. Accommodation, transportation. We aggregate the best prices, the best deals. Also, if you book tours through Tour Radar, it doesn't matter with what tour company, you collect Tour Radar credits that you can use for future tour bookings. If you refer a friend, you can also get credits that way as well. So it's pretty cool, because in the past, if you went with one tour operator, you'd have to stick with them in order to get their loyalty benefits. And this way you can get it through, literally 1,600 different operators.
Wow. All right. So I know there isn't an app specifically, but I'm assuming that the site is mobile friendly, because I know increasingly when people are looking for a vacation, or at least to start the process, they're just dabbling, they're looking at some, doing their research. They may use their phone or tablet to start. So they would just go to tourradar.com?
That's right. And we're very mobile friendly. Tablet, your phone, desktop, however you want to book, you can do it any which way. We do have an app, and the app is more designed for post-booking. So when you go on a tour and you want your travel information, where you're going, where you're meeting, how to get there, and some other details, we have that on the app itself.
Oh, so there is an app. I stand corrected. Thank you for the clarification. Let's end off on who this site is for exactly. Tour Radar. Who is your target audience?
Well, it's interesting. In the early days of Tour Radar, we put a lot of the adventure travel type tours. And then we brought in companies like Kentucky and Top Deck. So our demographic was young to start with. But as time's gone on, we brought on other tour operators like Trafalgar and Globus, and we're starting to get an older demographic. And what we're finding is that the retired customer, the customer that is looking for great experiences after they've done working hard and they want to enjoy something, is that actually is our clientele right now. And because we have so many different types of tours that offer these great experiences for older people, but at the same time with something new and different that you don't get at an all-inclusive resort, Tour Radar is becoming very popular with them as well.
All right. Again, the website is simply tourradar.com, and there is an app. Is it both for iOS and Android?
That's correct, yes.
Okay, so you just do a search at the App Store for iPhone or iPad, or Google Play for Android devices. Christian Wolters, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Have a good rest of the show.
You too. Take care.
Forgive my raspy voice during the last two interviews, one with Laipac about the Look watch, that smartwatch, and then with Tour Radar. But as you can hear, I got it back. Now that Collision Conference is finally over, I got my voice back. All right. Thank you for tuning into Tech It Out, powered by ASUS, creating technology for today and tomorrow's smart life. Visit asus.com. That's ASUS.com. Have a great rest of your weekend, everyone. Catch up with you next time on Tech It Out. Bye-bye for now.